Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors go out to our apostles, elders, Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Shalom wa Barakim to you brothers and sisters out there. This is the brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville camp. And Lord, willing, that this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. Alright, it's an in-transit lesson on my way to work. And, hopefully that door doesn't start rattling and shit. But, I'm gonna, just talk a little bit, quote some things, and, get out your way. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters have a Tawab Saturday. For a lot of us, it's camp day. It's a mighty day of the week, the mightiest day of the week. But yeah, so without further ado, let me just get in the right lane real quick. Alright, so I got this article pulled up, which I'm just going to read the headline. Because when I heard about what really just happened a few days ago, I already watched a clip on it and all that, but really it's bigger than cartel, okay? Than the Sinaloa cartel. It's bigger than just crime, okay? This is part of prophecy. Not this literally, but I'm saying the division. There's division all throughout the earth, right? There's crime, and not just crime, but brutality. Like, it's not just people just getting shot. No, like, people, I can't tell you how many articles in the past 6 to 8 months that have came out about people getting dismembered, man. Like, body parts being found. It's like, shit. Have things like this happen before? Yeah. But they're at an all-time high. And the reason why is because we are in the latter days. We are in the end days, man. We're about to get out of here. All right? Romans 13:11. Our salvation is nearer than when we believed. Lift up, I believe it's in Luke. Lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. We're about to get out of here. And although every year things get crazier, more chaotic, scary, right? We're in a scary hour. It's getting more, it's getting crazier out here, but we find comfort in knowing that these are all things that Yahweh B'Shem Shai told us was going to happen. Like he said in the book of Isaiah, I declared the end from the beginning. Alright, so 2nd Ezra 15, verse 1 to 4, the Lord lets us know that all these things were written down in paper. The scriptures, the Bible, the prophecies, and they're faithful and true. Alright, and then in Sirach 39:1, we were told, hey, you got to pay attention to these prophecies. You got to be occupied in these prophecies. Okay, because that is our whole job, especially if you're a man that was appointed to teach. You're a prophet. You're a seer. All right, you got to be a watchman. You got to be upon the walls. All right, warning the people. Ezekiel 33. I believe also Ezekiel 3. And I want to say Isaiah 62 and 6 or 8. I said, watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Something like that, I believe. So it's our job to watch and to bring these things out. All right, so the headline of this article, it says 20 bodies discovered in Sinaloa as Mexican cartel violence surges. Now, what's basically going on is the Sinaloa cartel, the one that had, everybody knows who El Chapo is. He was a key figure in it, along with, really the main leader who really called a lot of the shots behind the scenes. The puppeteer, if you will, not like puppeteer, like I'm saying, like he's one of them dudes that just sits kind of like in the background. He doesn't like attention, and he makes a lot of decisions. El Mayo. You had these two guys, the cartel split, right? They're both currently in the United States. El Chapo's in prison, and I believe El Mayo is about to be in prison. I think he got court soon, right? But they both got indicted to the United States, so their story is over in terms of criminal history. All right, but the cartel, they split. right? The sons of them, there's a feud going on. So that, and there's division everywhere. This is just a minor example, right? This is minute, you know, because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to destroy all cartels, gangs, all right, all wickedness. All wickedness is about to get removed from the face of the earth, okay? Because this is wicked. Stuff like this is wicked, man. You're terrorizing your country, you're terrorizing your people, you're not doing anything good for the earth, all right? And ultimately, this all stems from Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is the vibration that he put out into the earth, all right? Sirach 10. And we're not pointing fingers. This doesn't give Jake an excuse to just do whatever the fuck he wants because Esau rules. No, you're going to have to pay for your... Everybody's going to answer for the things that they said and what they've done, all right? Point blank, period. But especially, like I said, Sirach 10, it lets us know that the ruler is how the people are. And we know Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. This man is pushing this vibration. That's why there's so many moles. That's why there's cannibalism. How the hell you got a Walmart 2 miles away and somebody's eating people's legs, man? You got dismemberments, you got pedophile activity, all this weirdo shit in the earth. And it's all because of Esau Edom. It's his fucking fault. Okay? But the Lord told us that division was going to happen. There's division amongst best friends, division amongst so-called races, division amongst countries, alliances that were, you know, once strong are now getting broken. Okay? One of the biggest alliances that's going to get broken in the coming days, spoken about in Revelation 17, is the EU and NATO turning their backs on America and burning the whore with fire, that nuclear destruction. Okay? This is not we're not in cute times out here. Alright, it's deadly serious, bro. We are in some deadly serious times out here. And it's only going to get worse. Alright, you're going to see more division. You're going to see more murder. Alright, you're going to see more theft, robbery. Alright, scriptures talk about in 2 Ezra 15 and 16 how your neighbor, you know, that old, you know, story or whatever where your neighbor comes and asks you for a cup of sugar, you know, which that probably hasn't happened since fucking 1811. But, you know, people don't even wave no more. And pretty soon, especially once a famine hits or some trouble that gets people riled up and uncomfortable, oh, well, they're not going to be waving their hand at you as you're passing by. They're going to be waving a gun at you, or they're going to be waving a machete. Because, you know, honestly, you don't need to be worried about the guns, man. Well, first of all, we don't need to be worried about shit. Because we got Yahweh by Shemal Shai. But I'm saying a lot of people out here, which it's terrifying, you know, I've never personally had a gun pointed at me, or, you know, I've never really dealt with guns like that. But I would rather deal with a gun than deal with a machete. I'm pretty sure everybody can agree. I would rather get shot than get hacked up. And a lot of people are going to have these horrible ass deaths. You're not going to get the execution pistol to the back of the head. You're going to find yourselves, you wicked jakes, man. Bro, the Lord got so much prepared for y'all ass, man. You're going to find yourselves in the basement of a 38-year-old Edomite. His wife left him. He's got nothing to lose. And he got you chained up. feeding you loaves of bread with water to keep you alive. And he's just going to fucking torture you, man. Because you love Esau so much, so you're going to find out just who this man really is. You know, all these serial killers that you see out here, especially like Jeffrey Dahmer type shit, that's Esau's true form. That's Esau evolved, man. That's how Esau actually wants to act. And you're going to find that out. You wanted to trust in Pharaoh. You didn't want to put your trust in Yahweh Shemal Shai. You wanted to trust in flesh. Well, now you're going to have your flesh taken off your bone, man. Right? Which is not too late. Repent to Yahweh Shemal Shai. Stop worshiping Esau. Stop worshiping idols. Come back to Yahweh Shemal Shai before it's too fucking late. You might be one of these 20 bodies if you don't stop fucking around. Okay? Hebrews 10 and 31, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. He is the only one that we need to truly be afraid of. Nobody can lay hands on you unless they're given the green light from Yahweh Shemal Shai. So why the hell are you scared of anybody else? Fear the Lord, man. Don't fear man. Don't worry about what man can do. You know, King David said that. What can man do unto me? You know? And even if we find ourselves, we get captured by Esau. Okay, this is, if you have to die for the Lord, this is going to be the last death before you get eternal glory. You've already, because you believe, right? So you've already had many lives. You've already died. Probably not peacefully either. You probably had some deaths that were completely off the wall. Especially during the time of Rome. Who knows what the hell was happening to Jake? You know? So you mean to tell me you can't get beheaded for Yahweh Shema Shai? Come on, man. Because we always say it, you know, with these different groups and stuff. Like, if you join shit like this, you can't be surprised when you're caught on the other end of it. When you go to war, you know what you signed up for. You can't be surprised when you get shot in the kneecap. You know? How is the truth any different? If you join the NFL, you're a running back. Why are you surprised that you just tore your ACL? Why are you surprised that you just got a concussion? You know what you signed up for, man. Yeah, I'm going to join boxing, but I'm not going to get punched. What? What? If you join this truth, bro, you are here until the end, whether you like it or not, and you should like it. This is our lifestyle. This is who we are. We are at the end. Whatever we need to do to get to from point A to point B, we need to fucking do it. If we find ourselves in the hand of our enemy, we're going to pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, and if the Lord doesn't grant us deliverance, then so be it. It's because you were meant to go through it. Because 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, the Lord is not going to put you in a situation that you cannot handle or bear, man. So if you're of the elect, you're going to be okay. You have nothing to worry about. The only thing you need to worry about is continuing to be genuine with faith towards Yahweh Shema Shai. Flip your talent. Okay? So it's going to continue to get more violent out here. People, you know, not even just criminals. You're going to have regular, schmegular people out here becoming lunatics, becoming wild, becoming irrational, which we already see that they are irrational, but I'm saying especially in times of destitution. Okay? It's going to get bad out here, man. July 4th was yesterday, and Yahweh Ratazah, this is the last July 4th that Americans get to celebrate. May the Lord bring destruction upon Babylon the Great for all of its iniquity. Alright, so Lord, when that this lesson was edifying, before I close, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Give honor to the Apostle Elder Gray Millstone.